Okay, so the next thing is when I get on to building my blend shapes. So I've got the cluster sitting here. First one is we're just going to roll this down just a bit here. A nice open jaw. Do something like this, and I can fix all of this stuff if there's any bad crashing or anything like that afterwards. And then let's grab the group here. And I'm going to make a duplicate. I made a duplicate, and I'm just going to take this and I'm going to roll it over this way a little bit. Great. Okay. And let's just name that. Give it a new name. Ah. Okay, something like that. Enter. And I can rename these and whatever I want to do, but I'll say that's fine for now. Next one. When I take this and I kind of put it back, the teeth are going to be slightly open. This is going to be my S face or my my S face or my, what do you want to call it, the E face. So then I'm just going to go in here. Here, I could select it here. If I don't have this window open, I just hit the up arrow on my keyboard and that'll go up to the base group. Then I can make my duplicate. I'm making a duplicate of all of the teeth and everything, okay? So it's got to be the group. That's one of the things about Maya that kicks ass when it comes to this kind of stuff, is being able to handle the groups. Or it was way back when it first started. So that's going to be my face. Okay, then let's go back to this cluster. And so that's my S face, E face. Then I'm going to go and close it. Let's do something like this. Okay, and then I'll grab this group again. And let's make a duplicate. And this one, we'll move it over here. And I'm just going to call that one Okay, great. And let's go back here to the cluster, F. Okay, so we got that one done. And how about the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to open again the teeth. Something like the E face, maybe slightly different. Okay, so there's a little bit of space between them here. Grab this, make a duplicate. And this one's going to be my O face. Okay, let's call that O. Okay, my oo face. Sometimes you can use it for your t sound as well. Okay, now we're back here. And what else we gotta do? We have to do the f or the v. And you can make more blend shapes than this, but I'm gonna say these are good. Let's go ahead and we're just gonna rotate it a bit. The f and the v, basically, you have to remember that it's your lower teeth are touching your upper lip. Okay, so sometimes what I do is I kind of move it a little bit, and I move the jaw around, because it's not really so much of a hinge. But, oh, hold it. What am I thinking? I'm smoking crack. It's the upper teeth touching the lower lip. The. Okay, your teeth are just touching it. I was going completely the wrong way for a second. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this, and we'll make a group. Okay, and that'll be... There we go. Great. Oops, and I just realized I did not copy it. I thought I was being sneaky and copied it, but I did not. Control D. Let's try it again. Take that copy and move it over here. Anything else I have to worry about? Like, again, if I need to make anything with this cluster, like opening and closing the mouth, my ahs, sometimes you can go and you can start to horse around with your cluster and get other face positions really easy and start to make other blend shapes. But I'm pretty happy with what I've got. And you can even scale and get other different positions, because you might want to do extreme takes or something like that. But this is super, super handy. Okay, but I don't need it anymore. I've made the ones that I want, so I can even go and get rid of the original body. Or actually, let's just take this cluster, and remember, you reset the cluster. These go to 0, these ones will go to 1, and that resets it. I should be fairly happy there. Maybe, actually, just hold on a second. Let's make one more. If I just close my mouth, something like that, I can make a totally solemn face. Okay, let's take this, make a duplicate, pull it over. Okay, just going to take that cluster. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'll take the base here. And I could delete it, or I'm just going to use it for making a smile. Actually, maybe just before I move it way over here, let's just go in and make a smile face. And what I'll do here is if I go into symmetry, bloop, world X, and if I go in and I grab some vertices here, turn on my soft selection. If you've got good topology, you should be able to pull this over to the side here a little bit. And here I'll just rotate it using the world or the viewport. Okay, and I'm spending a lot of time making this work. Anyway, we'll say that's good enough for now. Okay, how's that look? That's horrible. Okay, and actually, let's just move this to the very end like I originally intended. So if I go in here and select it, move it over here, and I'll call this Smile. Okay, I should also mention right at this point here that I can go in and start to tweak these up. But let's actually create the blend shape first, then I'll start tweaking. And actually, what did I do down in here? I swear I called these names. Okay, so this is going to be, did I name something else differently? Okay, enter. And then what's this one? Oh, it's solemn. Great. Okay, I'm not sure what that's all about. And I'll move the smile down this way a little bit. If I hold down Control and middle click, I can move them around, shuffle them around in here, just so they're all kind of in the same positions. For the love of God, don't freeze them. And now, if I select A, E, M, O, F, solemn, smile. I should also mention you might even want to do like a laugh face. That just really is all about the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, and it just looks good when you're trying to make the last sound. And I select this one last. And if I go here to deform, and I go to blend shape, this is just basic blend shape, whatever the default settings are. And you can create a blend shape node, you can give it a name and everything like that. But I'm just going to go ahead and just create it. And boom. Now, let's go and take a look under Windows. And if I go into animation editors, there's the shape editor. Used to be called the blend shape editor. They still call them blend shapes, but whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to freak out about it. Let's get rid of this. And now we can just go in and do a quick little test. Did this work? Let's hide my skeleton. I'm going to turn on my wireframe. There's your blend shapes. If you do ah, there's the ah face. It's okay. It's kind of a little bit soft. There's the e face. Doesn't look. Yeah. And then the okay. O. F. Now solemn and smile. Okay, so now I'm going to go and fix these. So, you can fix them in a couple different places. You can go in here and you can hit edit, so you can turn this on and you can come in here and edit it. Or the other way is if I go into the original shape here, I'm just going to hide this and I'll come back and I'll do some of these in the other way. So there's my A face, and I can come in here and I'll just grab this side here. When you do the ah sound, typically your mouth kind of comes into the sides here. This stretches in, and I could put on the this is on World X. Maybe if I go to Object X, Actually, let's turn that off for the moment just because I just did a bunch of crap. Let's try it again. And I think I did something like this. Pull this in. Come on. There. So your face kind of stretches out this area as your mouth opens up. Says, "Oh." Okay, that's good. And we can test that out again. I can go back. Actually, let's not test it out. Let's go and do one more thing. If I go here and I want to do a little bit of sculpting, I'm just going to go into modeling, and underneath the surface menu, they've hidden the sculpt geometry tool here, and this one here has got my symmetry on. Okay, and if I go and I just make the brush a little bit smaller, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, and I just hit S by accident. There we go. For some reason I thought I was in ZBrush and I was changing the size with the S key. Again, I got ZBrush finger. Okay, and if I'm using relax here, it'll try to keep the form. If I take this one and use relax, or if I keep this on, or this one here is average, this one here is relax. If I hold down shift while I'm doing this, that gives me the smooth. Okay, so it kind of will lose a bit of shape, and then relax will try to keep the form as it's going in and blending it in. Okay, cool. And so that one's done, and we can check it out. Just keep checking as you go and make sure everything's working. So if I go back to Windows, General Editors, so Animation Editors, Shape Editor, there it is. Let's check out the face now. Perfect. There. Feels like it could still come in a bit further on the sides here, so maybe let's go and grab a vertice here, and I'll use that symmetry on object, and I can pull it in. I was trying to do these fast, but I'm not going fast enough. Okay, great. And let's go back over here. Check that out. Okay, so you can do it on the original, or on this one over here, or you can do it on the other way is to go in here to the channels, the individual channels. Let's do two different ones. Okay, so we'll do it that way, or you could go in here and you can delete all these things. If I go in now that I've made all these, there's a couple different ways I can approach everything. I can just take all these things and actually I want to keep that smile around. Let's see, if I deleted those, I can totally come in here and work on my E face here. Actually, you know what? Before I do that though, I'm just going to bring them back because I have another trick I want to do. I'm just going to stick with the original way of doing this. And E-face, typically the E-face, the vertices kind of stretch back. I'm just going to hit F, zoom out a bit. Let's close this window down. And I'll close this down too. Pull it back this way a little bit. You can kind of see the nice edge looping will be your friend here, and you could go in and do some sculpting on this as well. We'll see that's good. And sometimes I'll do a little bit of this. Stretch the lips. Okay, great. Same thing with the M face. Go in here, grab these vertices, and I'll just grab my move tool. Just grab it across the camera here, something like this. And also I should mention that on my move tool here, in the soft selection, I've got it on surface. Okay, so it doesn't grab both of them at the same time, and I can kind of do a little bit more funky stuff. Okay. Okay, that should be good. And also the cheeks should puff out a bit when I do this, so let's go and make this a bit bigger. Pull that out a bit. Okay, great. And what else? What do we got next? We got the ooh face. Okay, and if I go in and I grab vertices here, the ooh face, some people try to make this whole thing into a circle, but it's not really like that. Okay, it's the corners here touch. Let's make that a bit smaller. Okay, they come in a bit, but they don't form a perfect circle. And then If I go in here and I grab this, and let's make my soft selection bigger, let's pull this out, and I'll just do a little rotation like this so it looks like the lips are pushing out. Okay. And I could spend a bit more time making that perfect, but that's pretty good for now. Okay. Okay, good enough. And again, I should maybe just go test it. So if I go over here to animation and I go into the shape editor, let's see what that looks like on this face down here as I'm working away. Okay. Looks like the lips aren't quite touching. I could fill those out a bit more. And then they... That's good. And we haven't done the F face yet. Okay, so the F face, we're just going to go in here. We just got some lip work to do here. Because the lips aren't far enough back. Let's go like this and give it a little bit of a rotator. And... Okay. And that should be good. And let's see what that looks like. Yeah, sometimes what you need to do is you need to kind of like do a little bit of opening the mouth first, like a, before it goes into the face. And I could spend some time refining this. Okay. Make it something a little bit better. Solemn is looking pretty good already, so I don't have to do much to that. Okay, but the smile. Okay, so the smile. Something else I want to do here is we can go in, sculpt the smile up, but something I kind of like is I like it when the smile is different on both sides. Let's go back to this tool for a second. Who am I? What am I doing here? Surfaces. Geometry tool. And maybe if I go into the tool here, maybe we'll do a little bit of pull so I can pull it out a bit. Oh, that's too much. If you use M, that'll change your maximum displacement. And I can pull it out, smooth it back. Okay. And, okay, so that should be fine. Okay, stop. I still want to play around and make it better. But here's going to be a cool thing I'm going to do. Let's go and take that. So we're going to change this, and we're not going to call it smile anymore. We're going to call it smile right. Okay, smiler. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to make another duplicate, and I'm going to move the duplicate over here. And this one here, I'm going to call it smile left. Okay, it sounds like a political race, the smile of the left and the right, and they kind of look the same. And now what I want to do is I want to add that into my blend shape. And so if you can do this a couple different ways. I could have made another one. I could have taken this one, and I think, am I allowed to go and right click and duplicate it? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I have to do it this way here. I grab this thing, and then I go running over here to the base. And if I go into deform, now there's a blend shape. This is create blend shape. And if I go further, there's edit blend shape, and I can use add. And with add, it has this option here for specify node, which if you ignore, doesn't work. But if you put it on, you have to make sure you specify. There's only one, but whatever. I don't know why it doesn't work like that. Anyway, I hit apply and close, and now we got smile left. So let's move this over here, close this down a little bit so there's a little bit more visual real estate. And so we've got this smile here, and they're identical, right? The smile right, and if I do this, then they overextend. But what I'm allowed to do is I can select this object, and so smile right, so that is going to be this side here. I want to take all the smile away from here. So, living under deform, there is create blend shape, and we look down here and there's edit blend shape. You go down further, it says paint weights for blend shape, and with this, make sure that my symmetry's off. Okay, cool. You can see for your paint blend shape weights tool, actually, where the hell is it? Paint blend shape weights tool. Let's close this down. Something looks funny. Select it, go back to it, deform, blend shape, paint weights tool. Okay. And it seems to want to be painting up the cluster weights. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's close this down. Make sure I'm going to turn off symmetry. Maybe that's what the problem is. Select this, and we try it one more time. Deform. This would be good if it screws up on me, because this is going to happen to you. Yeah, it's got the skin cluster. So here's what I'm going to do. We're having a problem. I'm just going to pause. I'm going to shut down Maya, and I'm going to boot it up again. And I'm pretty sure it'll fix the problem. Okay, so I just went and I rebooted. And now here's the question. Did that work? If I go to Deform, and I go to Blend Shape, and I go and I open up the tool, ba-boom, it worked. So be aware. This is, I don't know if I want to call it a bug. Maybe I'll call it a feature. It makes you save what you're doing in Reboot before you hit the Blend Shape. Now, for the smile, and for some reason, maybe I wonder if it's because I changed the name of it afterwards. Okay, well, whatever. There's smile left, or this one here, we're on smile right. So if I go in here and I use replace with a value of 0, so this is also really handy if you've got something like, you know, like you might have a vertex or something like that freaking out over here when you do your blend shapes. They're not working quite right. So this is handy. So I'm going to go in here and I'll paint the skin weights. So it's totally off on this section right here. Okay. And maybe I'll just even put this on this so it's like totally off. And somewhere in the middle we might have to go and do like a half or something like that. So whatever. And I can, there's other ways to do this, but we'll say this is good. And replace. Okay, and actually I'm just going to check something here. If I grab this and I do something like I go into my texture map for this, get rid of that. And if I go in and I grab all the vertices on this side, right to here, and I'll turn off that freaking soft selection. And I'll just undo this selection right there. So I got everything else selected. Don't have to worry about this hand right here, but I'm just worried about the face. Okay. Then, if I go in and I grab this blend shape thing here, smile right, and if I go and replace the value 0 and hit flood. Okay, let's try it again. I'm just going to go and switch to this tool here so I can select things. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to grab all of the vertices on this side. Okay, and I don't need these selected for whatever reason. I should probably get the stuff in the mouth too, but I'll do that in a second. Got all these selected. Back to the paint skin weights tool. This is the smile left. I'll hit flood, so that's no longer part of the left side. And then if I were to, let's see, I should go in and get the half of the mouth. And I don't want to move my UVs, so if I go to the, this one here is the paint, no, this is the select. So I can come in here to, oh you bastard, go into this and I'll select these things using my lasso tool. Okay, and then I go back to this tool here. Those are in here. Okay, great. And I'll flood remove that. Go back to my lasso tool and let's see if I start there. And I go there. Got the, oh you bastard! Let's try it again. Okay. I screwed up again. Okay, there we go. What the hell's wrong with me? I keep looking up top trying to line this up before I get there, and Control Shift will get this stuff in here. I don't think that's going to be necessary, but whatever. And that's on this side here, and I'll hit flood so it's removed from that side. Why did it just mirror that? No, it didn't work. It looks like it doesn't work on vertices. I thought that it might, but I was smoking crack. When I put this back on 5 and I go to these different paint skin weights, oh, that makes me sad. I either wasn't paying attention, I should have undid those things. Let's go back to replace, value of 1, put the whole thing on. That makes me sad. Okay, let's go to this one here. That one's selected specifically. And when I replace with the value of 1, that's kind of funny. As soon as I clicked it, it kind of freaked out. And if I go in here and I remove it, make my brush a bit smaller, and hit those marks. Okay, great. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to this one here. Actually, why does it keep triggering the whole blend shape? Uh-oh. This tool doesn't work the way it was supposed to anymore. Let's shut this down. See what happens when I select it, and I go into deform. Looks like I might have found a bug. It doesn't work quite right. What if I go to this one? Should be changing for the individual ones. And that is a bit of a problem. Okay, let's close this down, go back, grab this, and I think I might have to actually go in here and turn it off again. Damn it. Okay, it doesn't look like it works either. Maybe that window's open, doesn't like that when I do that. If I go into deform, paint weights for the blend shape again? No. Damn it, it does it on the whole thing. So it'll fix it if you got a problem on the whole thing, unless it's not updating correctly. And if I go to shape editor, this one's on, so that one works. What if I trigger this one on, and then I go and I try to get to this face? Grab this, because we got both. Oh, we got this one on. I go to deform. Yeah, it's not going to work. Damn it! Okay, so I have to make 2 different blend shapes. Somebody screwed up something somewhere. This used to work brilliantly. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here. I went too far. Oh, and just before I finish all this stuff here, I was just about to cancel this or finish this whole little thing. I don't need these anymore. So you can get rid of them or you can hide them. You can hide them if you want to go back and correct some of these things. Don't forget that you can just go into here and you can hit edit and you can kind of tweak them inside of, or just go over just that one face and tweak them. But I do kind of like having the multiple heads. So if I go in here and I grab all these things, I delete them. Yay! And I should probably save what I'm doing. I'm not happy. Oh no. And you can check out how these things kind of fit with each other too. You got the smile. That one's got the... That one seems to be working correctly. Oh, maybe I have to shut it down and try it again, but yeah. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, I'll stop this now, and I got to do some more texturing. Oh, I should have, maybe one other thing, I could have done blinks in here too. But it's getting too many on here. I might put blinks in. Actually, okay, let's just do one where I grab this whole thing, I select the blend shape, and I can add a target. And this one says tongue. That's interesting. Can I go in here and change the name? I'll say blink. Great. And I'm gonna go in here and I'll grab some vertices. Here, here. Actually, if I grab, say, this one from here, double click to there, get all those. Get my soft selection action. I'm going to go in and put some symmetry on my object. I think we're on world, so I can do that. And if I pull this down, it's pulling too much. Change my soft selection. Okay, I should, sometimes I like doing this with a joint. I find it can work better and get you a better rotation. But in this case, that's not going to happen. Let's go in here and I'm going to grab some edges. Okay, and these, I kind of like to have these come up slightly. Okay, so we got the symmetry. Okay, great. And then you turn edit off, and then you just check out your blinks working. I could go in here and hit edit and tweak these up and make them perfect, perfect. But there you go. I've added in an extra one, and I'll stop it here.